Thank you very much. My name's David Quinville. I'm the founder of FHMatch. It's a marketplace, as he said, for fitness, health, and wellness professionals to connect online with professionals in the space and where they need them. So why I built FHMatch was for a couple different reasons. One, I travel a lot. I'm in IT and operations, been doing it for 20 years, managing projects in different global regions. So I like to stay fit, I like to stay healthy, I like to get the massage, get the health coach, nutritionist, and stay in touch with them. It was a hard thing to do in different markets, be it in Canada, US, or abroad. Not all websites are created equal. The presence of professionals in fitness or health or wellness, while most of them are static, none of them are optimized, and they're not all equal. So it was hard to find and compare professionals in this space. So to find that fit, that comfort level, to find, book, chat, message, compare these professionals was difficult to do. So I started out with an app. And with the app, I did a private beta about 2.5, 3 years ago. The app didn't work out so well because most professionals aren't one thing, they're several things. An example would be personal trainers. Personal trainers are health coaches, nutritionists, they're selling books, pills, whatever. You got chiropractors who are acupuncturists and they're doing other things as well or selling books. So in that, it had to be a platform. It couldn't be an app. An app didn't make sense unless it was a utility, a banking app, something like that. It needed to be optimized so that professionals can actually be located. So one, you needed consumers to have the ability to compare, find, contrast, and connect with professionals. On the other side of that sword was professionals needed to be discovered, manage their client base, grow their client base, and try to stay in business. The attrition rates are horrendous across most of them, even chiropractors, where it takes a lot of years to kind of get established into their career. After 10 years, it's at 25 to 30% attrition rate in most regions. Personal trainers last about 6 to 8 months, and the good ones, well, they're few and far between. So the marketing side became important. So one, we needed to make it easy to use so that consumers can find, locate, and compare these professionals to ultimately book them. And then the other part of that was the personal, the professional. The personal professional and the corporate professional. One was they suffer from SEO, meta tags, structured data. Where do I go? How do I market myself? I don't have the business acumen, the financial resources, or the ability to do it. Otherwise, I can't run my practice or provide excellent service. So from there, we had to optimize them. So we had to give value day one. And in that, we managed to create the profiles where we meta tagged, we structured their data for semantic searching. What all that means is optimize the professional in an open ecosystem so that people can actually find them, they can circumvent FHMatch, or they can message, book, chat, follow, whatever they'd like to do on FHMatch. So we made a really robust platform. One, you can circumvent that the consumer can find valuable. Two is make it valuable for the professional to be there to run, manage, grow their clientele, and establish a business acumen on one single platform, utilizing their social websites, their links, anything they had presence. If they had a blog, they can capitalize on that, bring it on us, and we market it out for them. So this marketplace couldn't be confusing. So we had to simplify it. It had to be everything. One of the rules was everything was one click away, had to be easy to use, and they had to be found. So we optimized everybody in an open ecosystem. Then we put a social wrapper. What that means is we have our social links, and then we needed to evolve word of mouth. So in order to involve word of mouth, we need to give that possibility for sharing. Because word of mouth is always 2 months too late. So let's jump on that. That's how they stay in business. That's how they build their brand. So we had to follow that wave. So after about 2.5 years, this platform, we turned it on. We did a private beta. We started with 5 modalities, and we only focus on 5 modalities. From there, we have now over 180 different specialties, just based on those 5 modalities, which is amazing. And then from there, we went from 5,000 users to over 125,000 users. We're in over 100 different countries, 20 with good representation, and we don't spend a lot on marketing. We're great at content placement, digital strategy, and SEO is our brand. That's what we try to do really, really well. And to keep the costs down, you have to be good at those things from the digital strategy perspective. So we focus heavily on that regard. From there, booking, merchant payments, conducting and managing their business had to be really important to do. And so we made it possible. So we have a really cool release that's coming up with some really good things with respect to managing their payments, sending their payments, and creating value all around for the professional and the consumer to connect online and make it one single place, regardless if they circumvent the FHMatch or not. The ability is there, and that's what we care about. So in that, I just want to thank you very much for having us. It's great to be a part of TechTO, and if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer any one of them.
Questions? You can ask, in this case, you can ask any question, but what's your business model? So open to questions now.
It's a two-sided marketplace. How would you say you are, like, what's the problem you're solving if you had to say it in one go, or do you sort of always have to explain both sides of that marketplace?
Oh, that's a good question. So, I mean, it's evolved, right, on how we position it. Like, I'm not pitching it today. I'm just trying to give the what our focus areas are and why it was important to build. On the pitch side of things, you don't have a lot of time and you lose interest real fast. So, you know, we just focus on the problem we're solving, and I think most people can relate to that, even in a two-sided marketplace where you have corporate enterprise versus the consumer B2C. So for us, we just focus on the value that the brain in the marketplace, usually the individuals we're speaking to relate it to their understanding, and then from there the conversation takes form. So that's what we do.
Hi. Oh, is it me? Yeah. Okay. So you said you wanna you try to keep the cost low while still doing a good job at marketing. Can you shed a bit more light on that?
Yeah, it's a painful process to go through. I had an advantage because my background in financial services globally, we did a lot of marketing and whatnot, and I learned a lot over the years and what to do, what not to do, AdWords, are they worthwhile or not. So going through all that process and really understanding how to reach our client base, we had to know who they were. So we did the personas, understood where they lived, breathed, you know, did their business, and the low-hanging fruit out of our target base. Where could we go, and then what's that cross-sec to reach even a bigger audience? So without getting too detailed, we needed to hit as many people at the lowest price point as possible that would spread across a wider group that we would care about ultimately in our modalities in the areas that they specialized in. So we spent a lot of time figuring out who those people were. We've been to thousands of we've literally talked to thousands of people, been to several trade shows over the last couple of years, probably about 20 to 30 trade shows a year. We're constantly in front of our target base to understand who they are because they're evolving as well. So we need to, and so is our model. So from a marketing perspective, it's easy to waste a lot of money. We did that in the beginning, and then we stopped because we're bootstrapping. So it was important to focus hard.
Last question.
At which point in the process did you realize that you had to become a robust and adaptable service, and what prompted you to make that realization?
So just repeat that real quick on the robust side.
Where in the process did you realize that you had to become really robust and adaptable for everyone, and what prompted you to make that decision and realization?
Well, we spent a lot of time in research and development. So speaking of these groups, but the private beta was awesome, because we thought we could do it all in an app. We'd focus on a couple of things, and everyone, of course, would download it. Well, that never happened. So we kind of walked through that learning curve, and we had to change quickly, fast, fail fast, move often. Everybody says that, but in some regards, you know, you need to stick to your vision. What was your vision in the first place? Are you solving a problem? And from there, we learned quickly that there was a huge problem, but it was much bigger than what we thought. So without spreading ourselves too thin, we needed to focus still on those 5 modalities and not lose sight and start being all kinds of selling diet pills ourselves. We needed to really stick to the professionals and the core message of getting them found, drive their value, and get consumers to book them. So what mechanism would do that? And that's where we focused.
Thank you.